smoked a nice buck this morning. Things are real dandy. So, hoping that deer get moving tonight and we can smoke some more. And we'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, baby. I just put the smack down on a spike. I saw him fall about 100 yards away. I hit my grunt a couple times, and I looked to my left, and I seen him out about 150 yards, and he was just chugging towards me. He just took off towards this grunt. So I hit it a couple more times, and he came in at about 45 yards. He just stopped, and I smacked him. And he took off, and he kind of ran about 100 yards, and then just took a dirt nap. Yes, it feels so good to get one on the ground. This is my first buck at camp. I'm so excited. Thank God for this deer. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is going to be a pretty easy tracking job. Nice. Wow, that is a big deer.
He's got some pretty nice mass, don't he?
Yeah.
Moose man. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, he's a nice bodied deer too. Alright, Camp Benny 2018, opening morning. I shot this buck. We're up here in northern Michigan's big woods, tracking down these guys. And we've been seeing some great activity on trail cameras, lots of activity in the woods, fresh scrapes, and really we're excited to get out here this morning. Had this guy come in, and he was sick in love. So we gave him a couple grunts and came right in and shot him. Pretty excited.
Nice work. He didn't go far.
No.
Nice big older deer.
Yeah, definitely a nice mature buck. Have to get him aged and find out for sure.
Very cool. Congrats. Good work.
Nice wide palmation there. Pretty cool. Yeah,
deer.
thanks.
Yeah. You bet.
Awesome. Perfect for them boys to drag him out now.
That's for sure.
Always have young guys at your camp.
A little too late. Yeah, there's a little bit of blood right there. I think right about here he panicked.
It's November 15. Hunting at a new spot on Camp Benny, and there was a lot of deer sign when we came out here and set my stand. And this morning I had a doe come out. She played around for about an hour and a half, and I was waiting for a buck to come chase her, and so came out later in the day and had this guy come out at about 45-50 yards. I had hit my grunt a couple times, and he just come running in really fast with his nose to the ground, and came up about 45-50 yards away and put the smack down on him. He only went about 100 yards, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, he was going nowhere.
Definitely.
Good work.
Thank you.
Nice job.
All right, let's
That's
get him
looking
drug
good.
out.
2 on the pole now.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yes.
looking for 5 by the end of the week.
But
Remember, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot.
That's a good knot.
Plus, buck activity in these scrapes and everything is definitely up there on top since I'm not going to those non-scrapes really do.
Okay, so it is November 16th, and doing another all-day sit. I sat all day yesterday. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon right now. And about an hour ago, I had a doe and what looks to be it's a huge-bodied buck. We're just bedded over here about maybe 80 yards from me. I can see them perfectly, but I can't see their heads. So I can tell which one's the buck. I could easily thread the needle there and get the shot off. Problem is, I just can't see his headgear. So, just gonna hold off. Hopefully, in the next hour, they'll start moving out here in front of me. Really hoping that happens, obviously. Really high winds right now. Very cold. We'll see what happens. Hoping a little bit of excitement here shortly. It's frustrating. Okay, it's about 3:30 on November 16th. Just got a text from the guys. It sounds like Luke just hammered himself a little spork. So, a little bit bigger buck than the buck he got last year. Good for you, Luke. Proud of you. Went out all by yourself. Got the job done. Good job, man. Looking forward to seeing it tonight.
What's up?
Finally got one.
What'd you get?
Spike. I was
Nice.
like, I've seen bigger deer out here, but
I think I'm gonna take this one. I couldn't help myself.
How much did the cold play a factor in that decision?
100%.
Nice job.
Nice job, Luke.
I was making 2 extra hand warmers because it was raining over there. I was like, this is so freaking cool. And it came out by my stand. I didn't know it was there. Didn't even see me.
Nice.
Second deer ever.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was awesome. I hit it right in the shoulder, and it started pile driving into the ground, and it ran right into a down limb and did a front flip over the hill.
Nice.
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
Good job. Did it on your own too.
Yeah. So would that be considered a 3-pointer?
Yeah, probably. We would call it a spork horn.
I was like, it looks like it's more than 3. Do it.
So Luke, tell me about that rifle you used.
That was my grandpa, who passed away last year. That was his hunting rifle he used for years. So
Nice.
pretty cool getting to kill my first solo buck with that.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Why don't you grab that thing a minute?
From my understanding, he had the wood custom made for him.
When he hit this, he took the somersaults. Just dragging his from chest. Broke that leg, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So measured from the center of the bone, I'd say that technically qualifies as a full-on 3-point.
Nice.
Well, why don't you kneel down there a minute and recap of what happened and
So, what happened this afternoon, Luke?
This guy snuck up behind me, started walking past me, just kept on walking, and finally gave me a chance, turned sideways, and I took him down. Got him right in the leg, hit the ground pretty hard. I had some other bucks earlier in the day that I missed, so it's definitely rewarding.
what'd you shoot him with?
Shot him with a 30-06. Actually got to use my my grandpa's, who passed away recently, his gun, so that was pretty awesome for me.
Right on, that lived on.
Yeah. Yep.
Caught the George buck.
A nice little 3-point.
Nice. Handshake one with you.
Okay, so it's the final afternoon hunt here, November 17th, up here in the Upper Peninsula, Camp Benny. And well, it's a quick trip for us this year. Definitely cutting it shorter than we normally would. Boy, the rut is just on like nobody's business here. So exciting this week. So happy to see my brother Chris shoot a nice buck up here, as well as his son Brody and Luke, our nephew. Both got bucks. So proud of those guys. And yeah, so Nick and I left. Hopefully we each connect tonight with some nice big bucks, and we can all go home with our bucks this season. If not, either way, I plan on doing some hunting when I get back home. It's been a bit of a tough season. I've got a lot of sits in. Earlier this season, I lost a nice 8-point out of this blind during the archery season. That was a major bummer. I think my rage blades did not deploy on that buck. The shot looked really good. Had tons of blood at first, and tracked him,
a good mile. So don't know what happened there. Sucks, but I am happy that I was able to get a 10-point in early November, and yeah, so excited to get home, get some things done, and get back to some more hunting. So we'll see what happens this evening. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah, look at them bad boys. Hold them up in front of your eyes. What do you think, Luke?
Should be pretty good. It's a fun week.
Sure was. So we try to every year to offer a couple of tips for up at camp, different things that we've improved over the years. Here's an item this year. For when we come back from town and you're trying to find matches to quick light an oil lamp or anything like that. These little battery operated LED switches are at Walmart. I think it's a 2-pack's like $5. Well worth it. So we got one back in our bunkhouse there, as well as one right in the entryway. So definitely comes in handy. Uses 4 AAA's.
Yep, and it's bright. When the lights are off, that thing really lights it up.
Okay, so if you've been following the Camp Benny stuff for very long, you know we like to video our hunts. And so I've got 2 camera arms here. This first one, I forget what brand it is. It's some cheapo. And this is how I got started with this here. It doesn't have a fluid head. Has a screw-in, kind of like a screw-in tree step. So this is not very friendly for public land because you can't screw anything into a tree. So what I had to do when I went on public land is I'd have to duct tape this to my seat. And so I've got a couple of hunts that I videoed versus our quality definitely has improved a lot. And a big reason for that is we went to this arm, which has a fluid head and it just moves super smooth. It has an adjustable shoulder and base system that just straps right onto the tree with a ratchet strap. So you don't have to screw into the trees at all or anything like that. And so it works sweet, very smooth. So it gives you more of a professional type video. You know, we're all using kind of the common product, these 4th arrow arms, and we'll have common bases throughout our different trees. So we can hunt many different stands without having to take everything off every time. We can just pull this out, throw it in the pack, and go. This is very lightweight. This is carbon material for this carbon arm. So I definitely highly recommend you look into this. Luke, what's the funniest thing you ever seen out in the woods?
Funniest.
Craziest, weirdest,
Me not having a bullet in my gun.
Yeah, tell us that story.
Well, I saw the biggest buck of my life, obviously, when I didn't have my gun loaded. Went to shoot it, and he saw me. And he ran away. It was awesome.
That feeling will keep you warm all year.
Yeah. Fuel my hatred.
Nick?
Just thought of one. A few years ago, I shot a buck out of the Park Place stand, and I had a few days now of being at camp that I was all tagged out.
So I took one of the guys here had a little Ruger 22 pistol, and I had a lot of squirrels who were annoying me in the park play stand, and had one squirrel grab a whole apple right in his mouth, jump up on the stump, and from probably 75 yards away, one shot dropped him in his tracks. That was very exciting. It was 2 shots, 2 kills that week, and was able to get rid of my arch nemesis. So
A year after I bought this property, first bow kill here. Me, Uncle Chris, Uncle Matt were all up here, and we had maybe been up here for a day. Got our stands all situated. I was hunting in the socket here. And when we showed up, there was like 6 inches of snow. No big deal. We're up here to bow hunt. But there was a big storm, like a rainstorm moving in. It was nasty. High winds, just brutal, and the temp was plummeting fast. So it was an evening hunt. And as well as deals where it was getting close to dark, these guys were like, screw this. This is bullcrap, this weather. And I was on a mission. I'm like, I am gonna kill something tonight. Dang it! I don't care what it takes. So, sat up there, and back then, we didn't. I mean, we had nothing for gear. So, I had a friend that worked at like a service screen type place, and there was a coat from an air conditioning company that was like a reject type thing, and it had a guy's name on it. It said Wes, and he gave it to me. And I'm wearing that as my hunting coat. It's just a black coat with the white rings around the collar, old school.
I was wearing a mechanic's creeper outfit, like camo, that was just like a jumper to lay out your cars in.
So I'm sitting up in the bow stand, and it's getting close to dark, and a big spike comes from the light bulb here. Before this trailer was here, we were up in the old camp there. Anyways, it entered into the socket, and it's out about 28 yards is what I figured. And back in those days, I just had one sight pin on my bow, and I would compensate for the distance. I shot pretty good considering. So anyways, I went ahead and aimed. I was going for a shoulder shot. It was just slightly quartered away. When I shot, I saw the arrow leave the rest, but then I couldn't follow it, and all I heard was whack, like it hit a tree. And that spike goes running, barreling up the hill, kind of towards the trailer. And so I climbed down, and it's, raining hard, windy, cold, all that. I go over by where I shot it, and there is blood everywhere. That snow is just full of blood. And I look at the tree on the other side where it was, and sure enough, there's that arrow buried right into the tree. So it went through them and stuck in the tree. Yeah. So I shine my flashlight up ahead, and it looks like there was blood, like if you filled a milk jug with blood and just started pouring it out. There was not even so much as a centimeter without blood. It was just pouring out. So I'm like, awesome, this deer's dead. So I go back up to the trailer, and I'm like so frozen to death, like I can hardly even audibly speak. So I get in there, and I'm trying to get warmed up, and we're starting to make plans to go into town. I didn't say anything about shooting a deer
For a long time.
We're sitting there, and honestly, I didn't want to tell them. Half was I didn't want to go back out there yet because I felt like I was dying. I was so cold. So anyways, got warmed up, made plans to go into town. But I go, well, should we go get them? Like, did you shoot one? I'm like, yeah, I shot one. Yeah. So we grab our flashlights and we walk down the socket here, and we track that deer. I kid you not, that deer died like on the road that you take to Park Place. Died about right on that road. So it was 40 or 50 yards from
trailer.
the camper.
We were sitting in the trailer at the time.
So it was one of those times, you know, you say when you shoot a deer, it'd be nice if it ran towards camp. Less of a drag then, but this was a case where it did that.
He said that thing, the amount that bled, it's astounding how much. As a matter of fact, there was a spot where we were filming, and you could actually, there was a deer track, and the deer track was pooled full with blood. It was cool.
Yep. So that was the early years of owning this place, the very, well, our second bow season. Yep. Then you shot one
The next morning.
the next morning, after I think I missed it a couple times.
I remember you
Another
coming
one
up
was
going, I'm so
Reese's.
glad you killed that deer. Yeah, I think one of the funniest things I ever saw in the woods, and it's not funny if you're the guy, but when you're watching it, it was pretty funny. I was hunting some pretty big woods where we walked in several miles to get to our spots, and there was a guy who came through, and he was probably, you know, maybe in his 30s. And I didn't really realize what was going on at first, but I saw him go walking through the woods maybe 50 yards from me. He had no idea I was even sitting there. I'm sitting in a ground blind. And he goes walking by, and about 20 minutes later I see him come walking by going a totally different direction. And about an hour and a half later I see him come walking by going a different direction. And a couple hours later, just before dark, I see him going by another direction. He was lost. He was just blazing through the woods trying to find his way out. I didn't know he was lost at the time. I was just trying to figure out what was going on, but it's pretty funny in hindsight. But.
Remember that, I think it was deer number 50 that you shot, like, when, oh no, and like slowly lowered itself to the ground.
So funny when that deer came in, I go, hey, number 50. It's the 50th deer at camp, and it didn't pay any attention. Like, hey, number 50. It picks up its head, and it kind of looks off to the side a little bit, and I go to shoot. I didn't put on fire yet, so you hear click. Put on click, and he heard that. He looks right at me, and bam! That 300 Win Mag just rocked his world.
It's amazing what sometimes you can get away with, and other times you breathe wrong and they're gone. I had my first ever pistol kill here. It was super cold evening, and I was sitting up in that stand on the railroad grade, and I'm so high that this deer came in, and he's straight underneath me. I literally shot him straight down through the shoulder blades, basically, with that pistol. I had a 44 mag, and so I'm pointing down over the edge of the stand like this, and when I fired, the hammer came forward and grabbed my glove on my thumb, and it didn't fire. The hammer didn't make connection. And that deer just kind of looked around, but I was straight up, and he didn't think to look straight up, so I had time to pull the hammer back again and shot him that time. He went running out of there on just his front legs. Ran about 35 yards and piled up.
On this maple tree, and then there was a balsam fir tree that came up kind of tight against it. So all we had to do was take one limb out. So when I'm sitting there, if you're out in front of me, you would never see me. But if it came down, you know, to my right, all I'd have to do is go like this, and I had a nice opening to plaster the deer. So I'm sitting there, and one evening, I hear this deer blowing, but it's not downwind of me. What the heck is that thing blowing at? I don't know if it was a predator or what, but it's coming right up to me. It's blowing, and it's coming up. And then she stops and stands there for like 10 minutes, and then she starts walking right in, and she is one of the biggest doe I've ever seen. She comes in, I drop down, nice opening. She has no clue what's about to happen. I shoot, whack! The arrow goes right through both lungs, sticks in the tree. She goes running. As soon as she gets about 15 yards away, her front legs start coming up, and it's like she's riding a unicycle. And she goes about maybe 40 yards, flips, dies. Like, alright, I gotta screw with the guys on this one. So I go down to the creek and I start washing the arrow up to get all the blood off of it, because they'll inspect my quiver and everything, at this
We don't
point.
trust each other.
Like, well, we're leaving the next day anyways. I could just say I left the quiver up in the tree, because I got to pull this. We all talked about kind of what we saw, and then we went to town, to the local restaurant there. And we were sitting there eating, and we're almost done with the meal. And I think it was Doug, he just happened to pull out his phone, and it was a picture of his son Hunter and the deer he got during the youth hunt. Well, I had taken pictures of this dead doe I just shot, so I pulled those up.
The blind and coming through the back, there's a little opening. He never once lifted his head up and looked. He walked all the way around there, came around this blind. I turned around, I got my rifle, I'm like this, and he comes just me to nick away. He was going to hop right in that blind with me, and he finally looks up, and I went, and waved at him, and he took off running out of there. Oh, man.
How ball looks like, except there would be teeth. There'd be a tooth right there. So the tooth is, so like this right here, that's a tooth, even though it looks like a tooth. That's one tooth. So it's just missing that. So that's just a 2.5-year-old doe. Look at how worn this is. That's from that doe I shot. Look at the jawbone. It's literally wore into the bone. Dang.
It's been pretty painful.
Yeah, I did that doe a favor.
That's right.
You're a humanitarian. That's
Jeez.
awesome.
How old is that one?
2.5. Yep. That's an old doe.
In front of it. So from a distance standpoint here, I'm not getting deer heads, I'm getting their necks down, but they'll get.
Okay, well, here we are. It's the final day. It's time to go home. It's, I don't know, kind of a happy and a sad day. You know, this is definitely the home away from home, but we're also excited to get home to our families. We just had a blessed week this week. Chris put the smack down on a dandy older buck. Good job, congrats.
Shit, that was
Yeah.
awesome. Good hunt.
Brody got his first buck here on the private property. So congrats to you, Brody. Nice work. One shot, put the hammer on him, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice work. And Luke over here, last year he got his first deer ever out here. And that was with me in the blind, and then this year he ventured off on his own and got the job done as well. So proud of you, good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, you liking this whole hunting thing?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right on. And Nick and I, what happened with us?
More time for the rest of this season to hunt.
Yeah, we still got to work on our tagging out.
Getting done.
Yeah. Get home and do some hunting around Thanksgiving time, of course, and the late season. That's always fun. Get the whole smoke bowl out.
And not for some lack of opportunities, just
Yeah,
chose not to
exactly.
take them. So.
Yep, passed up several bucks. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say the area's come back full circle with the deer herd, but it's it's getting there.
It's improving for sure.
So next year, I think there's probably going to be baiting bans and mineral bans and things like that. I think we'll probably concentrate some spring efforts on food plots and just keep investing in our deer herd here, as well as some tree plantings and things like that to give them some better wintering habitat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some of those changes for sure have played a part in that too, that you've been doing over the last how many years now. So
Yeah.
we've improved the habitat quite a bit over the last few years.
Certain to see some fruit from our efforts, so it's always good. As always, just a wonderful week at camp. Deer or no deer, we just had a great time together and enjoyed God's creation out here. So until next time, later dudes.